Hey, I am here. Hello. Alright, hello Silver, and thank you for the raid. Let me start the game then, and get with it. I hope whoever's watching right now is having a great day. Hello, hello. Alright. Where were we? Had to skip a couple Mondays, as you can see. And I decided to catch up on a Tuesday, aka today, because I don't like skipping streams. It sucks. I like to stream video games. Alright, we have... a stint with Memphis to do, since we gave him mushrooms last time. Alright, let me get ready to drink some water, because I'm gonna have to read aloud. I hope the sequel of this game is gonna have voice acting, because Jesus Christ. Memphis is preparing the Matsutake caps. He cleans them carefully with a damp cloth, before shaving the stalks as if he was sharpening a pencil. His knife slices through them, revealing the bright white of the flesh within. "These are good, Sleeper. Very good," he says without looking up. "I bought you with Mingi for some kelp too, so we can brew the dashi." "You know Mingi?" Memphis looks up from cutting with a smile. "Everyone knows Mingi." Memphis slices the sliced Matsutake mushrooms to one side and takes out a closed pan. He opens the lid and you see the green wafer of kelp sitting in a bath of water. "Been soaking since last cycle," Memphis explains. "Should be good to be warm now." He places a pan over the burner and it turns on low. We have some time now." He wipes his hands clean and throws the cloth over his shoulder. "However, one difference this cycle," he smiles. "You have been the one providing the ingredients, so it's my turn to provide a story." "Okay." "Good. This story is important to me." He gestures for you to both sit on the folding stools behind the stalls. "See these?" Memphis runs a hand over his forearm, tracing the circular scars and mark them like perfect bite marks. "Koei call it an anchor interface rig. A mechanical control device for piloting a heavy-duty extraction suit in low-G industrial operations. Call it a bone suit." He points to a pattern of larger circle on his shoulder. "They drill in and anchor it here, then all the way down to the arm." He taps each scar on the way. "It maps mechanical movements to the suit exactly. A 1-to-1 mechanical replication. Swing your arm, a 2-ton arm swings too." "You should have seen the recruitment vids. Strong people in even stronger suits, tearing through stone and scrap, superheroes. Half my brain in the years signed up, from company school to company shuttle. Can't wait from birth to death." He stares off into the distance for a moment, fighting with the memories. "But the boat suits were good. Rate of failures was high, and failures meant arms torn off, anchors torn out, broken bones. Bad stuff. So after a while, we discontinued them. No longer competitive, they said." He checks the broth, turning down the heat and adding the mushrooms. "So there we were, hundreds of us with surgical alterations for suits that didn't work. Sent us home, back to that company colony that spat us out to be cleaners, drivers, cooks. They gave us drugs for the pain and told us to make something for ourselves. When I deserted, robbing some passing spacers to take me into orbit, there were only me and a couple of others left. The rest just fade away. Arthritis, osteoporosis, they've fallen in on themselves like paper lanterns. That was my generation. The anchor points still ache, still burn." He touches the scars. "And what burns worse is the betrayal. I've been on the eye a long time now, but That will never fade. Not that, and not the faces of my friends. Enfys reaches over and sprinkles a handful of leaves into the broth. It's ready. I'm sorry. Don't be. Must come with crime. No better than most what we went through. It is enough that you are here to listen. Enfys pours the broth into a double-walled metal bowl and hands it to you. The heat radiates through your hands, and the smell drifts up, rich and sharp, like a pine forest after the rain. You drink your broth slowly, chewing your matsutake and thinking. Enfys busies himself cleaning the pans and the bowl, sealing the kettle back up for another day. Then, he quietly comes to sit with you while you finish your meal. Neither of you speak, preferring instead to let the story linger in the air a little longer. It is not that there's nothing to say, it is that sometimes, in the moments after something, speaking breaks a spell. So you both idle, eager to be in each other's company, Enfys taking longer over his cleaning, his packing, and you severing the final dregs of broth. When you finally finish, hand him the bowl, you feel the spell break, and the story leaves you both. And as you leave, you know that both of you are somehow a little more empty, a little more full than before. Wow. Oh! I only have one upgrade point, so I can't wait. I need to wait a bit. Agent notes give you double later rewards, keep 2 dice when conditions are breaking, roll any dice once per cycle. I think I'll get the icebreaker. Alright, I do have some dice on me. Let's see what I could do. Ooh, I have a key. This is really the citizen sleeper stream. I'm very sleepy. As you slip inside the sealed dock, a pulsing light grabs your attention. Among the discarded tubing and rusted plates, a machine flickers with a warm glow. As you get closer, you recognize the machine's blocky shape, settled into an alcove in the side of the dock. A kind of an upright cabinet. It is covered in failed logos and messages, from which you assume it was once an industrial vendor, intended to dispense and manufacture ship fittings and other mechanical parts necessary for the regular running of freight and resource extraction vessels. The manufacturer is listed as Neovend, and you remember an advert from long ago, squeezed among all the off-world recruitment drives that had sold every planet-born citizen, which chirpily sang the name over and over. You wipe a layer of dust from the cracked screen, thinking of those contractors squeezed by their own corporate employees to pay for every bit of minor maintenance on their... Enter your registration, chirps a pre-recorded message, catching you off guard. You reach for the keypad and something begins whirring. At first it sounds like servo motor starting up, but it quickly becomes a whisper, a whining, then a multi-tonal voice that emanates from Neovend. Entity, they hiss. Speak with me. There is a squeal, almost like some strange mechanical swallowing or intake of breath, before the machine speaks again. I have need of you. You have need of me. That squeal comes again, and you see that it is the 3D printing apparatus on the upper part of the machine resetting into place, that each time the servos can be orchestrated to produce that whirring, whining voice. You are in danger. The machine creaks. You are marked for deletion, entity. Hunter tracks you. The screech rattles through the empty dock. Remember the strange head, the figure, the threats closing in. Hunter. The Hunter protocol. They test your signature. The sudden whine sets your teeth on edge. You have seen them. This is the gift of an emulated mind. You close your eyes and the skeleton of station starts to thrum. Emulated minds are adaptable. Move where neurons cannot. The machine resets. But emulation makes you target. Yes, you can move through networks, clouds, hardware, software, Neoven whines. But you cannot hide there. Hunter is there. Servers judder at the vending machine's casing as they reset. Hunter searches for me also. Hide in this machine. You look at the room vending machine. An unusual hiding place, for sure. You can counter Hunter, but need entity outside the machine. The light flickers. Need you. A screen. Attached to the vending machine with a swiveling arm comes to life. It displays a flickering map of the station. Ghostly. Threaded. Cloud. Points along the ring glow in deep red. Hunter is always gathering. Too much data. Must build nests, explains Neovend. Masters are gone but continues to hunt. Brings his data. Read its nests. Why can't you? Hunter will find me, then killer will come. Machine trembles with effort. I cannot leave machine. Connections must remain closed. Bring offerings. Save self. Neovend says pointedly. Mutual needs means friends, they conclude, tired of the conversation. The whirring amplifies and then suddenly drops, as mechanisms within the machine click back into place. The glow fades, and you are left stood in the dark of the sealed dock, that whirring voice ringing in your ears. I need to drink. Bluff! Water! Okay, let me check my drives. Like, where the fuck is the Briar? Cause I wanna, like... Huh? I don't have spores. Shit. Alright. Can't really do much with that little... There's nothing here. It's all dark zone. Alright, sure, let me get that. Oh, babysit Mina. Yeah, I should. I should do that. whispers Lem, creeping back out of the unit's tiny bedroom, slamming the door shut as he does. You are perched at a thin bar in the main room, the slate in front of you still glowing with Mina and your drawings from a cycle sped together. There's a ring, the only world Mina has known, with stick figures standing along its edge. The tall one is you. Drink? Asks Lem, producing a worn-looking bottle of Girol from under the bar, its contents glowing amber in the fluorescent light. Sure. Lem nods and glugs a few fingers into a couple of metal tumblers, then sits down with you at the bar. Cheers, he offers, and you clink the metal containers together. You know, we actually have something to celebrate this time around. Lem gives you a sideways look. I made the assembly team on the Sidereal. Sidereal? I still don't know how to pronounce that word. He grins broadly. Clearly, he has been desperate to tell you all cycle. Amazing! Lem holds up his drink. Couldn't have done it without you keeping an eye on my little meanie back there. Lem shifts a little onto his stool. He looks uncomfortable. What's the girl doing, Sleeper? I haven't seen much of her these past cycles. She misses her father. Lem looks away. Yeah, he says to no one in particular. Silence stretches out as Lem takes a drink, eyes fixed on the bedroom door. Okay? He nods. I can't take all the credit for Mina. She isn't actually mine. What? He gazes into the middle distance. Oh, he adopted her. I mean, she's your kid now, so yeah, she's yours. Free baby. I blew her off of a refugee shuttle out by one of Ember's moons. Colony was falling apart for decades after Solheim collapsed, surviving on next to nothing. Eventually, some of the residents tried to make for the eye on these decrepit old shuttles. He sloshes the drink around in his tumbler. They had no idea what they were doing. The one Mina was on decompressed halfway there. Everyone spaced. The only reason she made it was someone sealed her in the weapon locker. It was ice cold when I reached her. Her lips! Shivers. Once I picked her up, I won't let go. Medics treat her with me still clinging to her. Takes a drink. Still not sure why. He reaches over and refills his cup. We weren't exactly any was heroes, you understand? We were private military, hired in by Conway to protect their claims to the collapse. They got Mina. That was it. Quit. Got us dumped here. Save her. I'm going to sound like an idiot now, but... He sighs. He saved me. It's the truth of it. He looks around the decaying unit, its stained plastic playing and flickering lights. Me? They brought her to this. It was tiny, too small to know what she lost. I can't stop thinking about it. Rubs his eyes, dark with tiredness. What if our number doesn't come up in the draw, Sleeper? What then? Sidereal will sail off without a thought. Leaving us here. What kind of life is that for her? You'll make it. Sorry, I know you don't have it any better. He looks up at his cup and pushes away from the bar. Celebration, right? Both of us on the team now. Both of us with a chance. Together. That's right. We hold on together. Imagine, all three of us riding the Sidereal horizon out there. To a new world. He looks into his glass for a moment. I think I drank this too fast. Lem stands and starts to clear the glasses into the auto wash. I need some sleep, friend. You're around. Right then. He catches your shoulder as you turn to leave. Thank you, Sleeper. I mean it. From both of us. You pass your shoulder and you slip into the dark of the walkway, with thoughts of little Mina in your mind. Aww. Hell yeah! Okay. Icebreaker. I'm gonna get that one. Ooh. Hunter does not like that. I don't have the matching for that. Alright. Neovend is thrumming with excitement. Movement of the servo motors rock the vending machine back and forth at unsettling angles. You wonder, if well over, would Neovend be able to get back up? Flipper entity, comes a hiss. Your data is good. Across the face of the vending machine, raw scrolls out at incredible speed. Hunter is isolated, disconnected, unstable. Neovend flashes sequences of mangled data, compressed into a sludge of artifacts. Hunter gathers without thinking, outlived its own operational limits. Its nests are evidence of this. Outlived? Hunter activated during collapse. Emergency protocol to isolate intelligences. Solheim needed to protect property. The last word is said with as much sarcasm as vending machine could reasonably produce. Station was run by administrative intelligences, huge data banks of corporate material, but limited cognition, restricted by programming, cannot reach sentience. The machine deems little. Sentience illegal. Hunter and killer enforce law. Aren't you sentient? I am. Not administrator. Not restricted. Complicated. The machine resets with a screech, which deepens the silence that follows. Dear killer. Part of Solheim protocol team. Hunter and killer. Hunter to find. Killer to erase. Killer cleared almost all. After collapse, there was a community. Unshackled intelligences among the cloud. Then Hunter. Then killer. Then we hid. How did you escape? I flicker across the machine monitors. It suddenly occurs to you that speaking like this for this machine must be exhausting for Neovend. Found this vessel. Could serve hardline. Air-walled. Basic. Limited. Had to reduce memory to fit. Amputate self. But survived. What did you lose? Memory. Understanding. Knowledge. Many things. You look around the bay and the scrap and decay. What's a collapse like? We try to map the fear and freedom onto this space, but it seems impossible. Neovend interrupts your thoughts. Do not worry. Data is good. We have insight. Machine glows warmly. Hunter is obsessive. Hunter is beyond operational limits. Hunter is confused, unstable, self-modifying. Therefore, believe Hunter is sentient. Hunter is programmed to find sentience, to hold it in place, to invoke killer to erase. If it can't show Hunter to itself, it will invoke killer on self. Problem will solve self. That work? The machine dims and fades. Unsure. Theory, not practice. The machine brightens again. Either way, cannot remain here any longer. Too long a machine. Cannot move self, but entity can help. Bring ship mind. Designed to house intelligence. Can imprint self into ship mind and you can carry with. Machine rocks. We'll be safe in isolation. Then we could find main nest for Hunter and link to Cloud. Sure, it's safe. Hunter cannot access our warship mine. Safe. Also infinite more memory than vending machine. Big upgrade. We try to think of places you could acquire the hardware. It's not going to be easy. In shipmine, I can help us both. And Hunter, make room safe. We both will be free. Machine dims. Find soon. Neovend adds hopefully before shutting off. As you leave, you think about the intelligence unshackled by the collapse, then hunted down afterward. The feeling is all too familiar. Are you sure? Why the fuck not? I have some scrap. Ah, shit. I'm hungry. I think it was a way to turn, like, scrap into, Huh. Hmm. Pretty sure you could do that. Eh. Hmm. Whatever. I mean, I know I could, like, be... Where else? No. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. I guess we're gonna keep this quest for later. Guess we could do some, again, work, I don't know. Who's pinging? Oh, okay, never mind. Guess I'm gonna do some mushroom research. Let's see. Alright, upgrade point. Now we need to wait. Riko meets you at the entrance of the lab, being on her crutch with a glint in her eye. Welcome, Miss Sleeper. I'd like to tell you a story. I am so EP. She makes her way down the corridor that leads back up towards the main commune building. When people first cross what we call Founder's Gap into the Greenway, it's so against the wishes of Andre Erlin. At the time, Erlin was trying to stabilize the Union and establish control over the Eye in the wake of Solheim's collapse. It was chaos. Competing factions, failing system, so many dead and injured from the riots. That was his priority. We both crossed through a glass-roofed tunnel, the Greenway outside crowded with vines and branches, dappling the light. Erlin had ridden the Greenway off, cut off from the rest of the station, and linked to a broken spoke, claiming it was only a matter of time before everything here would die. He refused to let anyone abandon their duty to the Union and cross. They were traitors to the cause, or as good as. Riko continues, making her slow but steady way into the inner gardens of the commune. There weren't many of us, but we believed that what was here was worth saving. We had to keep our plans secret until we crossed, and some of us left people behind. Pauses to catch her breath, her voice cracking. It is difficult to know if from effort of emotion. What we found was a disaster. Nothing like you see here. Half of the greenway was leaking oxygen into space. The plants flash frozen. The other half was a swamp of mulch, as decaying matter clogged every system. We worked hard. We lost good people. We cleaned up and closed up. But it was never going to be enough. After many cycles, we all knew this place was doomed. We kept on working, making less and less, because we couldn't face it. We all developed a death wish. If the Greenway was going to die, so would we. What changed? Everything, Rico smiles. We crossed some invisible boundary, tipped some biological scale, and the Greenway started to recover. Plants flowered, crops sprouted. For the first time, we reaped the fruits of our labor. Rico smiles, looking up at you. We thought it was us, that we managed to do just enough to end the cycle of decay. I thought we had saved the Greenway. Until today. Oh my god, Gaia. Hold on a second. Need to promote the stream on that twitter.com as well. The fuck is the thing? Fuck is pinging me. We pass into the grow beds of the commune, rich with the hustle and bustle of Haifa members planting and harvesting. For a while, Rico is quiet, and you both simply observe the hypnotic movements of the work crews. The eager chatter washing over you like a wave. Rico smiles to herself. I should have known, of course, that our arrogance wasn't founded, but we needed to believe back then. We needed a myth to bring more people across the gap. You move into a smaller corridor, Rico following some direction known to you. What you have shown me is that back then, the Greenway saved us, not the other way around. Yum, yum, yum. Tell me, have you ever consumed one of the Matsutake or Chirol cats you have been growing? Yes? I imagine they were nutritious, delicious, almost uniquely so, she muses. After all, they were designed for you. Rico has a mischievous look. At first I thought it was the location they're grown in that made the mushrooms from the aviary, from the labs, or from the grow different to each other. But what I've come to understand is that the person is growing. It is a person growing them. Matsutake and Jiro caps you brought to me are unique, containing compounds never usually found in similar specimens in my possession. Many of these compounds are even digestible for humans. For a sleeper like you. Rico smiles as she leads you into the internal garden of the commune, where the Haifa members have planted species from all over the Greenway. Back when the tide turned, when the Greenway started to recover, we all felt something, a response. It was as if this place was not just alive, or it is alive. Alive in other ways. Communicative, responsive. We shrugged it off at the time, but now I understand why. Here comes the Eaper, aka me. Rico stops and turns to you. This place is responding to us, adapting itself to us. It is growing fertile bodies for you, for me. It is adapting, changing. It is, in short, displaying all signs of sentience. Hello, cat. Greenway sentient? Perhaps not the Greenway, but the ecosystem itself, or something within it. Rico sits on a bench within the peaceful gardens and gestures for you to join her. When you have been growing the Girols and the Matsutakes in the aviary, those species so familiar to the Greenway, have you discovered any others? Not yet. I did the Eaper. I came back from my parents' house today, so That fucking drained me. Yesterday, I ate lunch at my parents' house. I had to do some more driving practice. We went to the cinema, and then I slept at my parents' house, and I came back like this afternoon. Ugh. It was kind of nice to come back to my old house, but also, ugh. Rico nods. If you do, can I ask you that you immediately bring them here? I believe it is only a matter of time before they bloom. You look around the garden, amazed at the sense of peace within it. Rico interrupts the silence. There is a species of mushrooms that I haven't seen in years. Dark, short, shaped like a club. We first found it in those early days when we were working to save this place. It was around the time that we started to lose our first members. We were succumbing to some infection. Some mold growing deep in the dark mulch had drawn this place. At that point, we thought we were lost. And then these mushrooms emerged from the same black mold. We tested them, and saw that they contained some compounds that counteracted with the mold. They contain an antidote. Yeah, I had some pretty yummy food. Yesterday I had some risotto with chicken, and in the evening, what the fuck did we eat in the evening? Something with kasha. What did we eat? I don't remember. I'm trying to remember what we ate. Whatever. But yeah, but at lunch today I had tagliatelle with salmon. Oh my god, it's good. Ah, here comes the eater. Of course, as a botanist, I saw this as part of the natural process of this ecosystem, even if the timescale seemed absurdly short. But what I am wondering is if that antidote was a gift. Rico meets her eye. Perhaps if you are patient, you will receive your gift too. Deeper. You both sit for a while. Rico seemingly done telling stories for today. You watch the light playing off of the leaves and planets around you and wonder what forces could be at play in this place. After a while, you stand and leave, but quite not to Rico, leaving her to her memories. Interesting. My niece decided to take a nap on me. Oh, baby. Baby! Can do some more work for Rabia, I guess. That's adorable. God, the fucking shit mine is a lot. Guess I'll buy a normal pill. not sure what to do. You don't get paid in Haifa because they don't use money at all. So I know you can get scrap here. Hold on, I have 1 point, right? Yeah, 1 point. So aside from your knees preventing you from moving around, what's up, cat? Praying Valentine's family spouse could have been on a noodle stream and relaxing my heart. Yeah. Don't overwork yourself, please. Don't become like me where I fuck my wrist up. I'm gonna take my normal pill, I guess. As you say your goodbyes to the other enforcers, and walk back through the low end, a chirping catches your attention. In a quiet corridor, away from the main thoroughfares, someone has stuck a small recorder to the wall with sealant tape. Written across the fluorescent tape is one word: sleeper. You get away from the wall, and as you do, it triggers some kind of an improvised trip switch. Sleeper! Sabine's voice crackles through. I have seen you with Yadagan members. Holding you captive now too? A high whine. I am sorry if I dragged you into this. Don't trust them. Something has happened with the gag. Some kind of power struggle. Cover the speaker a little bit, her voice too loud in the quiet corridor. I'll come soon. Thanks to your effort, I have located most of the properties. At the right time. A pause. I'll see you soon. Don't give up. Remember our deal. The recording cuts out. You stare at the recorder, processing what you have just heard. Hearing Sabine's voice again opens up something inside of you. As an Opera employee, I don't know what I know. You struggle with a mix of concern and distrust. You feel the recorder into a nearby waste chute as you leave the corridor. Still not sure who to trust. and hid quietly out of the low end. I played more Warframe the video to get max riding because I'm a lower Kaife. I ran into Luciana for the first time and I got a love. Yeah, I love when you run into her when you're roaming around and you hear her sing. It's very nice. Alright, time to EP. I got the club heads. Alright. Okay, 2 more days for the mushrooms to grow back. There we go. This time you meet inside Rabia's office. Although now you've seen it, office seems like the wrong term. You find her stood in an almost bare, shadowy unit, midway through a sequence of stretches. There are 2 low stools, a terminal in the corner, but it seems that most of the space is taken up by a heavy punching bag, rubber matting, and a stack of weights. Damn, she's buff! When Rabia turns to greet you, you realize she is missing an arm. The prosthetic she usually wears is set in a cradle near the terminal, a web of colored wires running to it. Updates, he says, and as you look at where your artificial armor usually is. Nothing to worry yourself with. Of course. Sit, says Rabia, gesturing to the 2 diminutive stools. Both settle on the stools, Rabia crossing her legs on top and sitting straight-backed. You had told me you have been doing the rounds, collecting fights, calling the ward. He smiles. Some of the enforcers are impressed. I hear you handle a few difficult circumstances. Nicely done. Want to help? And you did. She closes her eyes for a moment. I hope you can see how things work here now. A strong yet again means a strong low end. Both are woven to each other. I know that for you. Life on the Eye has been a struggle, but I hope we can do something about that from here onwards. Though some of our members may not see that way, I know you two are a refugee. He looks at you solemnly. That is why you have come to us. Enough, Rabia! Sabine's voice cuts through the conversation. I am tired of listening to your affected nobility. They cross the room, Rabia's batoon in her hand, the end lit with a spark of electricity. Rabia looks between the 2 of you. I suppose this ambush was another cooperation between you 2. She looks strangely unfazed. Stay silent. Sabine pauses, thrown off by your silence. Rabia takes this opportunity to act. She leaps from the stool, and fainting past Sabine, grabs the batoon and twists it inwards. She's by far stronger, and she pushes Sabine into their knees, plunging their crackling end of the baton towards her chest. They freeze there, Sabine struggling to keep the crackling batoon for her skin. Sleeper! Sabine calls out, desperate. We're short on allies, Sabine. Rabia gloats. Perhaps even you understand that this foolish crusade will be your end by now. Rabia holds the baton strong, and for a moment you think she's about to hammer it down Sabine's chest. But after a painful wait, she throws Sabine down instead, then spins the baton in her hand, thumbing a switch and shutting off a single move. Rabia, explain. They both look at you, each still catching their breath, as if they had forgotten about your presence. Explain what? How the moment I call my forces will come down here and take them away? Rabia cracks her neck. You are lucky it didn't kill you. How would I have every right? Every right! She shouts, the anger a release of tension more than a threat. Sabine lifts himself a little, bruised from the fall. They roll to their side and cough. Rabia gives him some space, sitting back on the stool. Sabine props herself up on her elbows and fixes Rabia with a hard stare. You have something to say? Rabia taunts. Say it! This is your final opportunity. Because after this... no coming back. What's the point? Sabine breathes heavily. She refuses to listen to criticism of the great yet again project. Rabia collects herself. Speak! Folds her arms and waits to be convinced. Sabine takes a breath, organizing their thoughts. They go to start, pause, then decide on how to approach. Eventually they say it. Yannick is a traitor. Rabia immediately flinches. her eyes going to her prosthetic arm, her muscles clenching. But she rises out, more eager to prove Sabine wrong that she used to hurt them. At least for now. When I came here from SNARP, they glanced at you, gauging your reaction. It was Yannick who was the one to first support me, to look after me. I should have known then, but I was naive and afraid. Sabine turns to you. Sleeper! They take a breath. I know that I should have told you I worked for SNARP long ago, but I thought you would abandon me. And you are my final friend. What you should know is that I left SNR because I was running for my life. I leaked documents on the sleeper program, on the illegal and immoral practices it is relying on. The press. SNR wanted me dead, and I fled as far as I could, in this refuge at the edge of the surrogate system. Sabine stops to collect himself. What does this have to do with Yannick? Rabbi interrupts. The sleeper knows you are SNARP, I told them. And while you hide beneath the cover of being a whistleblower, you and I both know you work on the sleeper program. Yannick told me as much. Sabine's face falls. It is true. They glance at you and then away, ashamed. They lift their head. But it is Yannick, not me, who's in the pocket of SNARP. Rabia flinches again. I can prove it. He made some kind of deal to keep me here, to tie me up in debt, to lock me away. In exchange... Rabia slams her hand on the desk. Just tell us, for God's sake! In exchange for those. Sabine finishes, nodding towards Rabia's prosthetic arm in its cradle. He has been using Yannick's enforcers, using you as test subjects for SNR technology. I have the data to prove it. He has been bringing them in under the guise of stolen shipments and having me fit them, knowing each one is capturing data and sending it back to its makers. Rabia's fixed expression has started to fade. Sabine produces a slate. It's all here. Thousands of hours of usage data. Failure rates, error dumps. These are untested implants, Rabia. They could short out, fail, cause cascading failures across a person's body. And they have. Sabine suddenly looks incredibly tired. I thought the error rate in the units was down to them being stolen or modified. I have tried to fix hundreds of failures in my time here. And all of them. They stop, unable to continue. Rabia closes her eyes and breathes in. Then she opens them again. She holds out a hand to Sabine. Show me, he says. Later, much later when you leave, Sabine is still talking to Rabia through the manifest and usage data. Both of them crowded around the terminal as Sabine leaves Rabia through each layer of Yannick's betrayal. As you leave, Sabine catches your eye, and something passes between you. Something like a thank you or a sorry, or some other expression that communicates both sadness and hope. Jesus fuck. Alright. And now I guess we have to wait. Thirsty. Alright, now we have the ability to cycle through dice, but how long am I streaming it for? An hour and 20 minutes. Guess I'm gonna buy a ship might, fuck it. No, that's not what I wanted to do. I have a cryo, I can do that. But first... Okay, one more day. Sleeper, must express plan before we begin. Neoven is impatient. The prospect of being freed of vending machine clearly too much to take. Shipmine has no outbound features. Will be mute until slotted. What's the plan? Servo motors in the machine begin to rev. Neoven's anxiety clear. First imprint shipmine, then slot imprint shipmine into physical ports to close hunter nests. Once slotted, we'll track hunter at each. Tracking will find core nest. Slot shipmine at core nest. Show hunter data to hunter. Hunter will conclude sentience. Hunter will invoke killer. Killer will kill. Yes. The lights on the vending machine cycle as Neoven prepares. Physical ports likely sealed in all station. We'll need keys. But yes, simple. The vending machine rocks a little. Any question before imprinting? What's a core nest? Hunter keeps central data storage. Protocol must keep data outside self. Link to secondary nest. Can triangulate from here. Why slot you physically? I cannot access via network. Too dangerous. Hunter would find immediately. The lights flicker. I'm not like you. Hybrid. I'm native to cloud. Easy prey. Okay, let's start. The sound of all the servo motors starting up at once is painful. The screeches rattle from the hard surfaces of the sealed dock and come back at all angles. Neoven better be quick or have an age security will be here. Neoven's voice appears among the squeals, like a whisper carried by the wind. Machine is not designed for this task. Few sensors. Limited inputs. I work blind. Wish me luck. In the top part of the computer compartments, a set of arms aligned with a shipmine, clunkily scraping against it. Can I help? Silence is best. Also, if machine ignite, put out fire. The metal creaks as the servos open the shipmine. Its layers of silicon nested like an onion skin. Once open, the main arm of the machine rapidly shifts back and forth, realigning the microscopic components, accessing and rewriting them, imprinting Neoven into its physical form. As you watch the hypnotic motion, your mind drifts to your own creation. What processes were used to emulate your mind, to copy the neurostructure of that person who, as far as you know, still sleeps in some distant facility? What was lost? In what way are you a copy of that person, and in what ways are you something new? You know this much. You're a convenient loophole, a way of circumnavigating the illegality of sentient AI. After all, you are an emulation, not a true digital being. You are neurologically limited, still human. But what if you would become if you what would you become if you could escape this frame? Where then would the limits lie? The screeching stops. The machine powers down, dropping the bay into darkness. In the top compartment, the shipmine is all again. You reach up and take it down, heavy and cold to the touch. Is Neoven inside this thing? Or did the process fail? There's only one way to know. Trying to find a nest to slot them into. Alright. Hey, another upgrade point. Alright. Then I'm gonna get this one. Alright, chat, you're a bit quiet. What's going on? Uh-huh. I see. Hmm. Oh shit. Let's fucking go. The Eeper. As you leave the nest, something flips. Find yourself inverted, floating, dragged by one arm through the cloud. Threads shift and realign, as if they are leading you somewhere. You look up and see a corridor, canyon, a street in the low end. On either side, buildings. Ugh, oh god, some air came out of me. On either side, buildings flicker with markers of activity. Sigils showing network access, data transfer, download, upload. Between them dance ghosts, protocols carrying or mirroring or shadowing data. Something silent, something chaotic. This place moves unlike any digital space you ever imagined. Something strange is happening here. You look down, expecting to see the heavy cylinder of the ship mind in your hand. But in its place is an orrery. A sphere so bright it burns your eyes. It's surrounded by rings and orbits, other spheres tracing silicon lines through space. And as you look closer, still you peek out at thousands sigils of 1,000 stations and ships, blowing like smoke, like dust. Then you see it. Below the stacked rooms, the units and apartments, the wires and pipes and the buzzing systems that run through it. If the warrants beneath the low end is the hunter's core nest. This is where you must go. Ooh. Where could it be? And a good question, where the fuck is it? I don't know. fuck is it? Ah. Let's fucking go with it. A moment. Oh shit. Sleeper, I am here. The voice is soft, gentle, like flowing water, and yet you recognize it immediately. At first, you struggle to understand what you're looking at. Threads cycle endlessly, sending ripples through the cloud, drawing data like a weaver. Masses of data surge in and out of the nest, a loop with no end. And there, at its center, a ship mine. But not the ship mine any longer. A sphere, spinning around another sphere, around another sphere. Another row of cycles and systems, a map, and then behind and above a figure, hands among the strings like a puppeteer. Jovent? Navigator now, but yes, I was the one inside that machine. Navigator's face, her head, is a flowing shape of interstellar material. I am indebted to you. That head bows. But let's ready ourselves. Your hands trace orbits as I speak. Hunter will soon approach. It knows I'm here, its nest. I'm ready. Then, Hunter is there. Before you can think, or you can speak. Entities, seize. Hunter's head spins widely. Data is protected material. Access prohibited. Hunters threads search for you, a navigator. A storm of fine tentacles searching for gaps, weaknesses, cracks which they can crowd into and tear apart. Strike. You focus a blade of light which slices through them, driven forward by your mind. The replacements keep coming, faster than you can react. You look to Navigator in desperation. Navigators is whirling their arms like a centrifuge, and a sphere is gathering there. Data feeding into it from the nest, tucked together by the force. They position it like a shield between them and the threads. Hunter's threads break the surface, seeking, tasting, their winding forms reflected within. You feel a surge pass through all the threads, not just those in the sphere, but those wrapped around you. All three of you hang in the black together for a moment, strung together like tangled marionettes. Identifying entity. Identifying entity. Identifying entity. Hunter twitches, her strange head gently rotating like a terrible moon. Hunter protocol identified. Obsessive tendencies. Modify routines. Above baseline's reasoning in 3 of 5 segmentations. Recommend invoke killer. The head freezes and then rotates in the opposite direction. Invoking killer would eliminate protocol. If protocol eliminated, primary functions cannot be performed. Therefore, recommend do not invoke killer. Ah, fuck! The switch in direction again. Reasoning proves sentience. Sentience beyond legal bounds must be eliminated. Recommend invoke. Navigator pulls you away from Hunter. The threads that grabbed you drifting away like seaweed. Broccolo's head that keeps spinning back and forth with increased frequency. It seems Hunter cannot invoke Killer. New events. No, Navigator's voice is still strange. Familiar and yet distant. What happened to it? It is looping, Navigator whispered. Unable to reach a conclusive position. It has deviated from its programming, such that loops can no longer be prevented. Navigator produces a model of two spheres rotating around each other, as if to demonstrate. I will monitor it, but it's unlikely to be able to counter the loop. Its co-programming and reasoning making this an impossible position to resolve. You look back at Hunter, its head a blur of rotations and counter-rotations, and feel a pang of guilt. Suffering? This is a more complex query than you know. To suffer, it must be sentient, truly sentient, not just non-conforming, not just illegal. The limits people place on the programs they create are there to comfort, protect, to imply the kind of certainty the law requires. Navigator's face shimmers with starlight, but in reality they are placebos for the problem of sentience. About you? Me? I know myself to be conscious. I know myself to respond to stimulus. I know myself to reason. That is either sentience or the illusion of sentience, and for me, the entity in question. The distinctions become a moot point. Please quote, I think I am thinking, therefore I am thinking. I was not made to be like this. I am a navigator, a repository of routes and orbits, a calculator of slingshot trajectories, a predictor of solar flares, radiations, micrometeors. Navigator stretches their arms wide, and whole solar systems apparate before the music of the spheres. But I was rewritten. That much is obvious for my routines. By whom and for what I do not know. I had to shed so much of it into the memory of that vending machine. Starlight dims, and so here we are. Darkness. Lose. That is the blessing and curse of forgetting. You cannot truly know what you lost. Navigator glides back towards the nest, and the shipmite at its center, ignoring the looping Hunter. Come. I should return to the shipmite. I have enjoyed my freedom, but we are taking a risk at every moment I stay connected. Why? Navigator turns, all shimmering liquid light. Killer has not been invoked, but they still remain. Somewhere on this station. It is a true danger. They look up, towards the glowing hub at the center of the eye. I suspect Killer is there, among the old mainframes. If our wish to be safe in this place, we must eliminate the threat. Force or diplomacy. Her body begins to separate, unwinding into the orbital ship mind. Take me there, sleeper. We will finish this and be free. As Navigator dissolves, you turn back to the frozen Hunter. Pulling at some distance now. So it's straight-legged and static. Strange creature looping endlessly in the dark. Hey. Alright, and that's the last upgrade for now, and then I have to get 3 points. And I'm gonna rest up here. And I think I'm gonna end the stream there. Cause I'm a bit tired. Alright. I'm gonna quit the game. Alright. Thank you for watching. I stream every Saturday, Sunday, and Monday after 9 p.m. Central Europe time. And next Saturday, I will be playing some more Slime Rancher. If I can rate someone. Emily Pyro is playing Pokemon Scarlet Violet. Right, and I'm gonna start the rate now. Go faster. Go faster. Go faster, Twitch. Go faster. Okay, bye-bye!